So I've been making this rice burger recipe at home, and it's kind of popular, so I'm kind of turning it into an official recipe. Here's the first version of it. We're going to start with 2 cups of rice, and I love this little pink rice washer, especially when you're doing this one-handed. It's kind of necessary. So just spend some time getting this real nice and clean. I don't want Uncle Roger to come after me, so you gotta wash your rice. I pretty much do this until those bubbles don't come up and I've got clear water coming out. You got 2 hands, using the other hand to agitate the rice makes this way quicker. You use way less water. Probably the way to go. But if you've only got 1 hand, this will do if you've got a lot of time. It's all nice and clean. In fact, let's skip ahead to where it's really actually clean. Come on, skip ahead and go. Okay, great. So now the water's really nice and clean. We've got nice clean rice. And we're gonna go use our rice cooker, the elephant one, because it's the best. All that rice in there. All right, get those last little bits. Come on. And again, one-handed, probably not the best way to do this. But here we go. There we go. Alright, so I like to put this better than bouillon in. You can use really any chicken bouillon cube or powder, but this stuff's premium. Don't waste time stirring it around like I'm going to. And then gotta add some MSG. Always better with MSG. No specific amount, just anyway. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't stir it around. It will make no difference. This thing's not going to dissolve until it gets hot, so you may as well just let it cook in there in the rice cooker, because that did nothing. Alright, now very scientifically we're going to fill up to the 2 mark, or the mark between 3 and 1 since it's not labeled, and that way the rice will be cooked perfectly. A little bit more, and that's it. Into the rice cooker you go. Play the song. Alright, now we gotta add some bacon, because bacon's awesome. So you can be an animal like me and use scissors to chop up your bacon, or you can use a knife. But just get them into little chunks. Kind of preference on how small. So, anyway, nice and chopped up. And this was 3 slices of bacon, so I'm going to separate all the pieces so they don't stick together and not cook right. Very, very scientific. Alright, into the hot pan we go. Now, we're not going to cook these all the way. I like to cook them about halfway, and you will see why. Okay. Idea is I kind of want to just get them crispy on one side and fairly raw on the other. So I'm going to leave it in there and, mess around with it and then spread it out again because reasons. And now I'm going to actually let it cook. Alright. Now you see, it's still not quite cooked yet. So I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer. Spread it out a bit for good measure. You can see it's still sizzling. And now, I do a little bit of flip and I see, oh, nice and crispy. Okay, so we've got crispy on one side, raw on the other. Now, we're gonna, oh God, smoke alarm. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Okay, that's over. Now, the rice is still cooking, far from finished. I'm gonna pour all this bacon and bacon grease in here, and the raw bits will finish cooking with the rice, and the flavor is just going to infuse all throughout. It's gonna be amazing. I also like to just add a little bit of coconut oil. I feel like I heard somewhere something about cooking rice with some coconut oil is good for you, or something like that. I don't know. But just a little bit, doesn't add much flavor. But the little flavor it does add, I think, is positive. So mix that undercooked rice and undercooked bacon up. And then we're just gonna close it off and let it finish cooking. All right, so let's take a peek. Looks delicious. You can't smell it, but I promise you, smells delicious. But now we gotta cook the burger, because this is burger rice. So a couple burger patties into the hot pan. And now we're gonna use this Cajun powder along with some extra black peppercorn and some Korean style red pepper. This is just what I had on hand, so this is officially what you have to use for this version of the recipe. So that over time, I think I'm going to try and perfect it. Ultimately, what spices you use, kind of personal preference. Now, just like with the bacon, how big the pieces are of this is kind of personal preference. If you want bigger chunks, make bigger chunks. Alright, let's get that flavor in there. I really like this Cajun powder. I bought it at a shop in Tennessee, and I don't live in Tennessee anymore. So I'm going to have to make do without it once it's gone. Alright, lots of lovely red pepper. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. A little extra black pepper, because you can never go wrong with a little extra black pepper. Which was very hard to do with one hand, by the way. Alright. Now, optionally, you could do this earlier on and leave it a little undercooked and let it cook with the rice the way the bacon did, but I prefer to cook the burger completely on its own. Looking lovely. Okie dokie. Take a look at that delicious rice. And let's add the burger and burger grease. Lovely. Okay, let's get that stirred up. And this is pretty much it, but there are a few things to add at the very end to make it even better. So what do we add? A little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of sesame seeds, and some hot honey. That hot honey, I'm telling you, is the way to go. It's chili infused honey. Another thing I picked up in Nashville, Tennessee, but I'm pretty sure you can find it elsewhere. So we're gonna just load a bowl up. There we go. And a little bit more bacon. There we go. Very nice. Get some sesame oil. I didn't put that on very well, so I'm just gonna kind of mix about so that it doesn't have any like hot pockets of too much sesame oil. Can't go wrong with sesame seeds. Loads of those, delicious. And the magical hot honey. Alrighty, we're gonna need a spoon. But first let's close our spices, or, well, sesame seeds and oil. Here's a spoon. Now let's take it for the taste test. Alright, what's the verdict? Kitty wants to try. Yum. Is it actually any good?
It's your burger rice, of course it's delicious.